So we have massive supply over here. So just in case you forgot, right? Key level one we had a huge supply, right? So the previous week, Tuesday, 3rd of February, we held a supply post FOMC. Post FOMC, we held a supply. So what that means is, right? I have studied this level from the past. So I know for a fact, right, based off this reaction and this reaction, when we get here, I don't want to be holding longs, being hopeful, right? Praying that the market's going to go higher, right? That is greed, but in reality, what's going on is you don't understand where key levels are. So if you don't understand where key levels are, then you can't blame greed or psychology or FOMO or any of these psychological fallacies, right? Psychology is a fallacy if you don't know where your levels are, right? That's the saying I have in my head, at least, or in my community, right? If you're missing a technical piece of information, right, psychology is never going to help you. So if we have our key level over here, this is a key level of supply. This was also a key level over here. Now, why was 2 a key level? So the reason 2 was a key level was the same reason for 1. So what we had over here, if I break this down, notice how if you have a 15-minute fair value gap that has given you a reaction, you need to remember that zone and drag the zone to the right? That's all I'm doing. Now, this was an area of absorption, particularly here in the PM session, right? So 7th of January, going back test this level, we had a short coming down from here to here. This was another valid key level. Now, if we just study what was going on throughout January, we saw multiple rejections and reactions at this area, right? So here we had a huge sell-off and gap down, which confirms that this is an area of supply. So January held this as a pretty strong area of supply, right? Moving into February or late January, we flip, right? So now we see price holding as demand, and now we see price once again flipping. So this is the flip zone model. I'll make a separate video on this. Understanding where your key levels are is an ultimate superpower that most traders never even think of, right? Most traders never think of the exact interactions that happen, where they happen, why they happen, and what are you looking for, right? So again, having these levels is a superpower. It does take a little bit of practice to understand how to get them, where to get them. But once you have them down, your opening range breakout and your order flow entries will become a lot simpler and more fun, right? And more predictable. So here we have key level 1, key level 2, and then of course key level 3 if we got there. So now we have a 15-minute low, 15-minute high. What we're looking for is a break and retest using the 15-minute orb, right? So this is exactly what we were looking